Hey gamers, what's up? It's Ed Park, aka Taugrim. Today is August 24th, and this is TaugVlog episode 6. I'm going to talk to you today about why the fanboys don't get it. One, they're not looking at the bigger picture about what's going on in the gaming industry and the freedom of choice. Two, they tend to blame the gamer instead of developer, and that argument makes no sense. Three, they tend to accuse people of chasing after games or hype. So I'm going to break down each one of these things. So let's look at this first in terms of the frame of reference that we should have as gamers in terms of how we regard and evaluate and compare games. What people tend to have as a frame of reference is this, game X is greater than game Y is greater than game Z. And I think that's a pretty myopic viewpoint, especially when when gamers are doing this or fanboys are doing this to the point of having, very negative, unconstructive conversations. Really, the frame of reference that we as gamers should look like this. We should want for there to be multiple viable games at any given time, because this gives us the freedom of choice, and moreover, the more success stories that there are in the industry, the more games that we're going to have, the more choice we're going to have. But what we should hope for and try to support companies with and provide them meaningful feedback towards is getting them to the point where there are multiple success stories, in the gaming market for any space, especially for MMOs, because these typically, because of the way that they're structured, tend to be the most complex games to launch. And they're games that I and a lot of you who subscribe to my channel really love. The second thing that fanboys tend to do, they tend to very negatively and unconstructively flame game development companies and gamers, because they're like disappointed in the game itself, or because they are backing some other game and they hold a particular point of view. So let me give you a great example from my blog for the article that I posted, what the heck happened to SWTOR. That was an earlier TaugVlog episode number 2. He says, this article is utter BS for a multitude of reasons. The biggest reason, flaky gamers. These so-called quote-unquote gamers these days are spoiled little brats that want their cake and eat it too. People bitch like whiny little brats about endgame content. I wish there was a hate button on Facebook because this article is not true and I hate it. Do you really want to be among the flaky ass gamers who caused SWTOR to fail? People suck and people ruin this game for all of us. This is obviously from a SWTOR fanboy. There's nothing wrong with SWTOR, but this is very typical of the fanboy mentality, which is to attack other gamers who critique their games. I try to provide a very constructive, informed, articulate viewpoint of the concerns that I see for particular games, because that's the only meaningful dialogue I think there's worth having. Having dialogue like this where you insult the gamers, so blaming the gamers for the lack of success of games is incredibly short-sighted. I would argue the viewpoint, this is obvious, but products and companies will succeed that deserve to be successful, right? That, offer the best experience, that offer the best functionality, etc., because that's, the market will decide. So blaming gamers for the, issues related to games is a ridiculous viewpoint to hold. Okay, so the third way which fanboys have often insulted, other gamers is to say, hey, you're just playing this game because of the hype, etc. And I get this too from people. And this particular person posted to me on Twitter, I'm not following you anymore because all you cover is Guild Wars 2. Very depressed you bought the hype. How many months till you give it up? So let me explain something. This is going to sound really complicated. I play games because I want to play the game, right? That's it, right? So to give you an example, I don't pursue games based on hype. I play games and form my own opinion. So if we were to look at 2012, have I been, a hype train? Well, I've played SWTOR, and, as I said last year, this is August, I said many months ago that I was going to be playing Guild Wars 2, but think about all the other games that I haven't covered in my blog that you guys have asked me to cover. For example, I didn't play Secret World in beta or at launch. I didn't play Terra at launch because I tried enough in beta and was like, this isn't the cup of tea for me. I haven't played DayZ, which is wildly popular, and I've watched some streams. It looks hilarious. I haven't played Smite Beta, which sounds like a lot of fun, etc. And, here's the thing, too. So if there are the two things here, like, I tend to pick games that I believe will offer the experience that I would like to have. And I don't play games just because of hype. I don't hype games, to try to draw attention. And moreover, I don't play games just because of the traffic. Because if my goal were strictly to build traffic, I would be playing World of Warcraft and especially League of Legends, which, again, League of Legends just wasn't my cup of tea. I couldn't get through the tutorial. It just wasn't the game for me. Not that it doesn't have a lot of great game design features, just the shoe didn't fit. So, if you're going to see me covering games, it's because I have an interest in those games. I enjoy those games. I'm most definitely not going to fall in terms of hype, and I will continue to play the game as long as I believe that the decisions of the developer are aligned with the desired customer experience that I want. And so long as I feel that's the case, I'll continue playing the game. It's that simple. I play games because I want to play them. So that's my take on fanboyism and why the fanboys don't get it. Let me know what you think in the comments of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed launch of Guild War 2. Take care. Hey gamers, what's up? It's Ed Park, aka Taugrim. I wanted to share 2 significant milestones with you. My YouTube account just cracked 10,000 followers as of today. It's up around 10,700, and my Twitter account now has 4,000 followers.